Titty balls.
Yes. Usually using this marker board down here. Yeah. Movies we covered a month ago. Welcome, everyone.
Hi.
Here
Andy,
we are.
I'm feeling a little loosey today. I don't know if I'm fully...
Feeling loosey?
Yeah, man.
Loosey-goosey?
My mind's kind of falling all over.
Too much coffee?
No, this is my first coffee.
Oh.
Well, no, I'm just feeling anxious.
Oh. Why is that?
I don't
Any
know.
particular reason?
No.
Okay. Well, welcome.
And my fingers smell funny.
Welcome to SlashU.
Hey, welcome to SlashU.
Where we talk about smelly fingers.
Smelly fingers.
Off to a great start.
Yes, we always nail our openings.
Smelly Fingers would be also a pretty good band name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it would be like more like folk bluegrass. Smell like they would actually sing a song, or actually be a great song by a bluegrass band. Going down, drinking whiskey, drinking Mountain Dew. Smell the fingers, smelly fingers. What you gonna do? Hey,
Writes
so
itself.
We are a podcast.
We are. That's what you're listening to right now.
Yes.
Somebody somewhere is going, oh shit, I meant to listen to FM radio, and turned us off just then. Whoops. I didn't mean to listen to this podcast. I didn't know what it was.
If they would have said, we're an FM radio show. Mm-hmm. We're a morning show live.
Right in the nutsack.
Hey!
Right? That's what we do here.
Don't feel loosey anymore.
Right.
Hey, but you know what we really do, Andy?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
We like to
Cut it off. Continue.
We like to talk about
Cheesy, campy,
sometimes, yeah.
mostly forgotten slasher horror movies.
Yeah, we like to talk about movies here. Sometimes
do.
we talk about other things too.
We do talk about a wide variety of
I
stuff.
just like to think of like we had another podcast, what it would be about.
Yeah. Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts.
Oh. We've tried Political You, but that was a failure.
Didn't we try Poo You, where we talked about
Slash Poo.
Slash Poo?
Yeah.
We talked about
It's our lesser popular plumbing podcast. Talking about
plumbing podcast. Do you
plungers
think
and
they probably
J
do
pipes.
they probably do have a plumbing podcast.
Yeah, there's everything, man.
I've heard my buddy listens to a podcast. Andy listens to a podcast about Airbnb rentals.
He's an Airbnb owner, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have one?
Yeah.
So he's probably listening for tips and how to maximize his revenue.
I mean, is it kind of like fetishes where like kinks where like if you name it, there's probably a podcast about it?
Yeah. That'd be
Like-
cool.
Like wearing hats. I'm
Well, if
sure there's a
there-
podcast about wearing hats.
Yeah, and if there isn't, start one. Congrats, you're the only one. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah.
But what we do here though is we like to talk about growing lemons and tomatoes in homemade backyards. Do-it-yourself organic lemonade.
Right. Perfect.
I
We only have so many episodes because there's a lot to cover with growing lemons in your backyard.
remember like on episode 6 we talked about like what if Good Burger had its own podcast?
Yeah, we've talked about it at some point. I remember.
And it would probably, I mean, what if you were like on episode 200 on just about the movie
You're
Good
just
Burger?
analyzing all of the intricate details of Good
when
Burger.
he picked up the spatula.
Today we're going to go over scene 2B, the first 3 minutes, and we're going to dissect that. The director chose this camera angle because it maximized the feeling of tension between Keenan and Kel.
Hey,
Yeah.
not to stay off topic, but I am.
Do it.
Have you ever heard of the comic strip Pearls Before Swine?
I have.
Yes, I
Yeah.
got to meet the author, the cartoonist, if you will.
Oh, you did? So he writes it and illustrates?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Because I know sometimes it's two different people.
Yeah, no. Usually a cartoonist, they would be credited both.
Okay.
Like if you see a cartoon, so like Berkeley Breath, who did Bloom County.
Sure.
Excuse me.
No, I know what
He
you
wrote
mean.
and directed. He
Wrote and directed.
He wrote and drew it. Charles
That's
Schultz,
awesome.
same way.
Yeah.
Gary Trudeau, Bill Keane, Family Circus. So
Who's
it was
Garfield? Jim Davis.
Jim Davis.
Yeah.
So
Bill Watterson. Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, he had a great story about how he got Bill Watterson to kind of take over his strip for a week.
No kidding.
He's like, yeah, because all of a sudden it'll be drawn well. Because Bill Watterson was a great, writer, but he was also just a fantastic artist. So he told the story on how Bill Watterson for 1 week drew
Pearls Before Swine.
Pearls Before Swine, and you can look it up online. It was the most probably downloaded just it was great. So I got a photo with them, and
That's great.
had a good time doing that. So that was kind of a, I don't know if people know this, but I've loved cartoons. I even draw a little bit of cartoons. I've been known. I brought one for him. One of the
saw
cartoons
that on
I
your
drew,
Instagram. Yeah,
and he even added Rat to it, which is one of the famous Rat and Pig. But
that's funny.
I would like to get that. But this is gonna quick movie, so I thought of one. I stayed up. All of a sudden, I woke up at night and I was like, I have to ask Andy about this.
Okay.
Would you rather get tickled by a smelly hobo once a day for 10 minutes, or eat a tube of lipstick every week and then twerk for an audience of 500?
Wow. So you woke up in the middle of the night with that one?
Yeah, so I wrote it down. So
what are you eating that your dreams are your thoughts?
So a smelly hobo
tickles me.
His name's Franklin. He comes up and he tickles you once a day for 10 minutes.
Oof.
And when you tickle, they get close to you because you have to, because they're tickling you.
It's true.
Or a tube of lipstick.
Eat it.
Every week, and then you eat it. You don't have to rub it over your face. You just have to eat it, and then you have to twerk. For an audience of 500.
Like for a minute or two?
Just like a couple minutes.
Until they clap?
Yeah. Yeah, until they clap.
I guess I would do that because it's only once a week.
Okay.
Yeah. I think getting tickled for 10 minutes every day would be torture. I mean, being tickled for 30 seconds is bad. I hate it. It's stop.
Would you rather get tickled by a smelly hobo once a week for 10 minutes, or the tube of lipstick?
The tube of lipstick and twerk in front of an audience of 500. I don't know.
But what if you're thinking about this real quick, Andy? You're giving that hobo something to do, like his day, his or her or their day could be.
He looks forward to it.
Yeah, so you might be giving them hope.
I can't wait to tickle him. I'm so excited to tickle him.
Yes.
I just love it. That's my stereotypical hobo voice. I love it. I just love tickling that guy. Every day, 10 minutes.
All right.
And then go back to my house under the bridge, under the overpass. He's not a troll, but you know what I mean. Asking the Billy Goats riddles. That's it. He's a troll, not a hobo. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry to all our unhoused listeners. I apologize.
If you're really ready to get into the movie, we watched Murder Size. If you joined us last week, we did Murder Size from 2023.
Yeah.
I don't know for this one from 2020.
A little older.
1 hour, 18 minutes.
Slashorette Party.
Slashorette Party from the same people that brought us Murder Size. Andy, I'm not going to hate. I thought, God, I'm sorry if I'm yelling, but it really kind of brings me to this question. I feel like this movie.
Better.
Yes.
Yeah, it was better. It was better. Yeah. I didn't want to put words in your mouth, but I feel the same way.
Yeah. I mean, I was even telling Jody that when we were watching. I was like, yo, check it out. Like, I mean, I was. There's, of course, some questions we're going to bring, but the storyline.
Yeah.
It wasn't filmed like in an office park.
There wasn't miscellaneous silliness,
Yeah, and there was a story to it, and I mean, I just was surprised that they went like, it's a husband and wife team that write and direct these movies.
Angelica de Alba and Paul Ragsdale.
Yes. So,
is it possible that Murder Size was filmed before 2020? And then they only released it in 2023?
I feel like that is a smart way to approach a movie. You kind of sound like a cinephile.
Yeah, well.
But I agree with you, though.
Because this one's better.
It is better.
But was released before.
This was released during COVID.
Yeah. 2020. And
many of the same actors that were in Murder Size are in this one as well.
Absolutely. And we'll touch on all that. But you're right. The story was better. The effects were a little bit better in this one.
No doubt.
However, it came out before. So it's like, did they not learn? Or was the budget shorter for Murder Size? You know what I mean? Both movies are cheesy, campy slashers with drug use and pubes and all the things you like in a crappy slasher movie. Low budget horror.
I can't figure if there were more pubes in this one or more pubes in Murder Size. There was pubes in this one, but it was just... Anyway, hey... I think it's a good idea because we had so much fun talking about tickling hobos. Mm-hmm. Why don't we go ahead and get into Andy's Cliff Kill Notes, brought to you by fucking Scratch and Sniff stickers.
Oh, yummy.
If you want to get a sticker and you want to smell it, why don't you grab a Scratch and Sniff sticker? And now, Andy's motherfucking Cliff Kill Notes. Let's dig in.
If you want to grab a sticker and smell it, get a scratch and sniff. It's really the only way that you can smell a sticker. Thanks, Scratch and Snicker. All right, so the Cliff Kill Notes are a brief summary of the movie so you can follow along in case you didn't watch it. But this one's available on all kinds of free platforms. I watched it on Tubi. Brie is about to get married to her fiance, Dolph.
I love that name.
But she's having second thoughts about it. At the advice of her therapist, Dr. Petra, Brie writes down all the things she fears and wants to change in their relationship. I have comments on that. If they can somehow get past those things as a couple, it means they're solid. Otherwise, she should probably break up with him. But before she can finish the exercise, Brie's friends spring a surprise bachelorette party on her. And for some reason, this party also serves as the bachelor party. The whole gang goes off to a remote cabin in the woods to celebrate, but they end up stalked by a pair of socially awkward killers, and hilarity ensues.
Ooh, you kind of gave away the...
Yeah, I know. I haven't said hilarity ensues in a while.
No, but you also...
Because I said socially awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. We are going to spoil this whole movie.
Well, yeah, we do spoil it, but, you know, we got it. We owe something to our 6 listeners.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we owe some kind of integrity.
Do you know this is episode 148?
Wow.
Yeah, you know, when we get to 150, we're going to be full-blown cinephiles. We've declared that in the past. By the time we get to episode 150, we're going to be super expert
I feel like
cinephiles.
we kind of got there a little earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
Maybe.
mean, I don't feel like... I still wouldn't want to hang out with cinephiles, though. But I can definitely talk these movies, though. I can talk about some trauma movies. I can talk about...
Hold your own.
Yeah, I mean...
Do we need to, like, do something special for 150?
Yeah.
Okay.
150 is going to be close, too, to when we're going to Horror Fiesta in
true.
Peoria, Illinois.
Yeah.
Hey, why can't we record there?
We probably could. We can bring this board, and all we really need is a power outlet.
We have...
We got microphones we can bring, yeah.
I'll reach out. But anyway, this is some exciting stuff. So, yes, let's circle back on that towards the end of the podcast.
Put a pin in it. We'll talk about it later.
So,
yeah.
The movie opens with, Andy, I like to call dream sequence.
It's very obviously a dream sequence.
Yeah, Brie
right?
and Dolph. Dolph, I just love that name. And let me tell you, it's a quick dream sequence because as it's them getting married and she's approaching Dolph.
Walking down the aisle.
Lovely wedding dress. And as she approaches Dolph and she comes to his side, dink!
He guts her.
He guts her. She wakes up. And this is when we cut to Dr. Petra, who's played by Ginger Lynn.
Also in last week's movie.
Over in last week's movie, famous for adult entertainment movies and dating Charlie Sheen. Dr. Petra is talking with Dean, who is Drew Marvick, actor, director, Pool Party Massacre. Pool Party Massacre 2 will be coming out soon. He's playing Dean. And he's a man who can't connect with women, Andy. He's, talks about weird things when he meets women. Instead of saying, how's the weather or what kind
I like your shoes.
What kind of, what kind of vegan bacon do you enjoy?
Yep.
He talks about night terrors and overprotective sweat glands.
Yeah,
he plays these parts well.
He was comic relief last week in Murder Size as Chuck, the cameraman. But in this week's movie, he is socially awkward, bad with the ladies. That's really it. This is all obviously very shot in a hotel room, right? Very obviously shot in a hotel. Did you make that connection?
No, but now I want to go back and fucking watch it, dick.
It was super obvious to me. Brie is sitting like in the waiting room, which is clearly the chairs that are right outside the elevator in any Marriott, Super 8, whatever.
Oh my God.
And then in the room, they obviously rented a hotel room. You can see the fucking thing on the wall. It has like the fire escape route in it. It's on the wall. And Ginger Lynn's there they're in a suite because there's a little couch and there's a chair.
Well, they have those in
most hotel rooms.
Yeah.
But this was obviously like in a Crown Plaza or some,
maybe one of their buddies is the night manager, and
maybe
he's like
a La Quinta. Who knows?
I mean, seriously,
Dude,
that's awesome.
This is in a hotel room.
We're definitely gonna go over a little bit on this one because I did not notice that, and damn it,
just like last week was in some random office building.
Yes,
this is in a hotel.
Then it was probably one of their buddies who was like, hey, I'm going to use the room for porn, but I got an extra day. So
Ginger Lynn, you tie it all in.
I don't know if she still does adult entertainment. She shows her pubes.
She probably shot some stuff back in the day in a hotel.
I feel like they do more hotels now.
Now?
Yeah, than they did back in the day.
Budgetary reason.
But, I mean, because everybody does it on a phone. I mean, you have to have equipment. Like, so if you go to your favorite La Quinta and you're like, and you see someone walking in like with, 2 girls and like
big suitcases,
big suitcases, and like we're only here for 3 hours. You're like, one night. Why do you need like that many suitcases?
Don't bring a black light. Yeah,
Oh, God.
We'll save that for our other podcast, Porn U or Adult Entertainment U. In any case,
one thing that Dean said about this before, I love
back
how
to Dean, right?
Dean, when he's talking to Dr. Petra, he says, "One more girl runs away from me, I'm gonna go bananas."
He did say that,
and so I kind of thought that was. I didn't know if that was technically foreshadowing, but I was kind of like, but I caught this on second watch. So
he finishes, and Dr. Petra escorts him out. He tries, of course, to say hello to Brie, and she's like, "Nah, Mr. Dean, I need my next patient." So they awkwardly say goodbye, and Brie goes into her session. She talks about her dream that we just saw at the beginning of the movie. Marriage might mean the loss of her identity. They go over kind of what it means, that sort of thing.
I basically wrote that we really find out that she's not in love with her husband Dolph. She drives him crazy.
But she's doing it because her mom, partly because like everybody is so happy they're engaged. Her mom's so happy she's engaged.
Yeah.
But she's the only one who seems...
Moment. Yeah. She doesn't seem really into it. So that's what you said in the Cliff Kill. It's great. It's like, hey, go write a letter. Of all your fears. It's a healing exercise, and then
things you want to change.
Yeah, maybe you can tell this to your husband, doctor, or your fiance, Dr. Lundgren.
Dr. Lundgren, Dolph. I get it, but Dr. Petra has a good point here. Write down all your fears and things that you want to change about the relationship. Confront him with this. If he loves you, he'll listen, and if not, maybe you should move on. In my opinion, great advice.
Dr. Petra, more than just a former adult star.
Right.
Oh, wait, this is a character, so really not a real person.
That's true.
But really spot on writing then.
Yeah, I think that's great advice.
What if they had a doctor, like a consulting doctor?
On the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the budget went, I guess. But they, instead, what does she do, Nick? Brie goes home and she fucking writes down all of the reasons she hates Dolph and doesn't want to get married. Yeah. So... clearly not quite what the doctor had in mind.
Something happened in translation. I don't know what got lost in translation.
She's made the decision where I don't want to be with this guy. And she writes down a whole list of things she hates and the reasons why she needs to end the wedding, stop the wedding. Suddenly her friends Naya and Alexa show up with a surprise. Hey, we're going to take you to a Bachelorette Party.
To a cabin, murder cabin. And see that little plug?
Murder_cabin_movie on Instagram.
And she tells him, that I can't go to the Bachelorette Party because I'm breaking up with Dolph.
Yeah.
Real quick, you said this, and when you said this to me when we, we usually connect before we watch the
text,
movie. This movie really did drive my Alexa crazy.
Because the character's name's Alexa.
Yeah, all of a sudden she's like, Alexa, go get my bags. And so Alexa, searching for bags. Alexa was trying to find different movies for me. So I'm watching it, because I'm watching on Amazon, and it's connected to my Alexa. So they would say, Alexa, go grab that burger, and then Good Burger would show up or something. It was just...
every time they spoke to Alexa.
Yeah, it got... And then also, is it Naya or Nia? People were pronouncing this wrong throughout the whole movie.
Oh, I just noticed Naya. I didn't notice anybody else say it another way. Did you?
Yeah, I heard a Nia.
Oh, well, yeah, that's some continuity. Somebody should have said her name's Naya because, we had that in Murder Cabin.
Oh, yeah.
Chloe's character.
Chloe's Dr. Saperstein.
Yeah, is it Saperstein or Saperstein?
Yeah, I think
definitely.
I forget.
Let's settle on one. We had the discussion.
Yes.
We said, let's settle on whatever makes everybody let's pronounce it one way. Yeah. We don't want this wishy-washiness.
Yeah, I'm excited, not getting away from the movie because I know where we're at.
Right.
But it's exciting because it is now in the editor's hands. It is.
That's good.
It is, and now the scoring will be starting soon too.
Wonderful.
Hey,
well, that's going well. So
this is great. So when they tell her, when Brie tells Alexa and Nia, just kidding, that she's getting rid of Dolph.
Yeah.
Nia stoked, Alexa bummed.
These two are stereotypes.
Yep. Very good.
Naya is the tough, kind of goth-ish, tough as nails.
Lesbian.
Independent, lesbian best friend who's like, finally, fucking that guy's a douche. You definitely need to break up with him. Whereas Alexa is the prim and proper, wearing a pink dress, white gloves for some reason.
Yes.
Orderly, I'm your maid of honor, and this is what we need to do.
Exactly.
And,
that kind of maid of honor that's like, we got to do this, everything's micromanaged. Where it's
by the book.
By the book. So, but here comes Dolph and the boys, because guess what, Andy? Like you said, they're joining them. So
my wife watched this with me, and she thought this part was weird. Why is it also the bachelor party?
Jody and I didn't mean to, but we kind of like, but it was a weekend. But like my bachelor party, her bachelorette party, and my bachelor party wound up at the same strip club.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so I started, Jody was drunk and I was drunk. And so I remember, this is a quick story too. So they brought me a lap dance and to go in a private room, VIP room. And as I was like, and I really don't like, I mean, honestly, as much as I joke around about yoga pants and butts, I really don't like that shit.
Right.
So I was walking back to the room, and so I have to tip the door guy. It's like, it's an entry fee, but it's really just paying the guy who's watching the door. But as I was walking in, it just smelled like horrible canned fish.
Oh, no.
So I said, hey, I forgot something. And I ran back and I looked at my brother and I said, hey, go get that dance. It's all paid for. So he jumped up and left.
All right.
So, but
you were just like, I can't go through with this.
Especially after the smell. I really don't want to do it. Like, I'm not like even,
Yeah. Well, we're not going to dive into the origins of that smell. But anyway, the quick story about mine. My bachelor party was at Airbnb. You were there.
Yeah.
At Airbnb, we had a whole bunch of guys together. We played poker. We had a big bonfire.
Golf.
We did. We went for a round of golf, that kind of thing, at an Airbnb south of here in kind of the lake country area where all the Illinois tourists go.
Lake Geneva.
But a week prior to that was my wife's bachelorette party. Similar situation. They also did an Airbnb kind of out in that direction. Yep. Your wife was there. So we had similar parties, but they weren't together.
I think what you're saying, it's like, let's all go together, like meeting up.
This movie, they all go as one big group to the same cabin.
We know that Alexa and Nia are her girls. There's also some other girls that are introduced to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. There's a lot of characters in this movie, so I want to let our listeners, our students, know that if they're flying high on edibles right now, they might want to hit pause and wait a spell and then hit play again, because there are a lot of people in this movie. But I feel like the most important people, Andy, and please tell me if you disagree. We have Finn, who is Dolph's best man.
Mm-hmm.
We have some other characters too that will run around that we'll meet, and the same
background
guys. Same with Miss Brie. Nia and Alexa are our main characters, but she's also got couple other girls that are kind of hanging around with her too.
I agree, and we don't have to mention everyone by name now. We can just kind of go as they come up.
One thing too, but Dolph does such a great job of being a fucking dick.
Oh, the guy's an asshole.
I mean, Andrew Brown is his name. I looked him up. I just wanted to say, dude, you played this character spot on, because
for sure.
I didn't know that Dolph was going to be a dick, because I kind of thought, what if he's a sweet guy? Because that's what, when the boys come into the cabin, say, hey, it's time to go to the cabin. Brie pukes.
Yeah, she's like nervous and all that.
Yeah.
Possibly more. We don't know. I have questions.
And it's like, what?
She pukes. I said she's nervous, possibly more. I have questions.
We were going to talk about that. But then she, when she pukes, Dolph walks up to her and says, clean up that shit on the floor before you come outside, okay?
Yeah.
Just an example. Just one of many examples.
He's the worst.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's the worst. So the trip briefly is up in the air. Brie talks to her girls. Dolph talks to the boys. Finn, the best man, advises against any strippers and any cheating that Dolph is planning. And Dolph tells him, like, you need to fall in line here.
I mean, if someone talked to me like that, dude.
Yeah. I'm not your best man anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like, could you, like, that would never.
You need to fall in line here, bro.
I mean, even, like, is it not even a best man? Like, if I was going out, like, and
yeah,
maybe I did something silly or stupid, and it's like, hey, Nick, calm down. I mean, that could dig that. I mean, that's like, okay.
But if they're doing something that you disagree with on a moral level, and you say, like, hey, don't do this, and they say, no, you need to fall in line. Now put on this white hood. We're going to go light this cross on fire. And you'd be like, I'm really not on board with this. No, Nick, you fucking fall in line here, bro.
Yeah, that was an interesting line.
So, but Brie rallies. She's like, it's fine. Let's go. Party. Let's go. And they go.
She's kind of, they're off to the cabin. And this is, and when they arrive to the cabin, I guess Brie has had some time to think.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells her girlfriend, Nia, her friend, hey, listen, I'm going to try to make this work. Like I had some time to myself. I know it's probably jitters, but hey, we're gonna
make a go of it.
We're gonna make a go of it. And this is when we also fall back to what Andy said when we were talking about Alexa taking her maid of honor duties very seriously.
Yeah.
Even I think trying to get a little maybe get up a little Finn, her pinky up Finn's cornhole.
There's a lot of single people here.
Yes.
Alexa talks to Finn about, we have to keep the bride and groom comfortable. It's your job to watch Dolph, and it's my job to watch Brie. But, we're gonna have to get very close this weekend.
We're almost gonna be like a couple.
Almost like we're a couple, and Finn's not having it. He's like, okay, I'll see you up at the house. It's funny then. Finn goes to the front of the group as they wait outside, unlocks the door, goes inside, and the fireplace is already lit. Did you notice?
Oh no.
I noticed it right away.
The continuity that I noticed, and I was like, why didn't Nia get in the car with them when they when they drove to the cabin? Because they showed the 3 really no-name
other girls, yeah.
Brie and Alexa and the 3 other no-name. But when they get to the cabin, Nia pops out of the car.
She was there. I don't know.
And real quick too, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out. It's in my notes.
Yeah.
The continuity between night and day, like they'll go. It's like totally night outside, or when they're inside, it's totally night. They go outside, it's day.
Yeah.
Then they go outside, it's night, and then they come inside, you still can see.
It's been like 3 days.
Tough. I know. Yeah. I can vouch for that, like making sure that we made sure timing was right at Murder Cabin.
Yeah.
Like we've only got 5, like, your kill scene wasn't rushed, but we were like, we got to
do this before the sun goes down. Yeah.
And then rain, like we did well, but I was noticing that, so sorry, but I want to bring that up.
It was just weird how Finn unlocks the door and he's like, welcome in, everybody, here we are. And there's already a fire going in the fireplace. And I remember thinking, like, that's dangerous. Who lit that fire? Nobody's been here. Who lit the fire? That would have been my first question.
The Verbo host.
Who the fuck's here? If it's a VRBO or an Airbnb, did the host do it? Did they just leave?
When you arrive.
How long has this fire been unattended?
And really, you have to stoke it pretty much and keep adding to it.
My risk management brain was like, this whole fucking building's going to burn down. So
while Brie is unpacking in her room, Dolph surprises her. And he wants her to give it up, Andy. He's
more assholeness.
More asshole. He's like, and she doesn't feel comfortable. And he's like, yo, it's your wifely duties.
He says, what's going on in that little chipmunk brain of yours?
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, dude. And my wife was immediately like, I'm over this. She picked up her phone and surfed on Instagram the rest of the time.
Yeah. I mean,
like, I don't want to watch this asshole.
This, again, kept me more interested than Murder Size.
Yeah. So, Dolph is just a dick. He's just like, they have a little argument about therapy, and he's just like, so can we fuck now, Yeah,
and if you don't, I can find other ways to get my dick wet.
He does say, like, other men would cheat on their girlfriends without, this, but I'm a good guy. I want to be with you. So
she takes off and is like, I got to go join the girls, but he does find that letter. Remember that letter that she was writing?
For some reason, she brought it with her and packed it in her bag, and he finds it. Yeah. And then we cut away from that scene.
And I guess we just cut to where the girls are sitting in the kitchen, and this is Andy. Like, they're saying that she's puking because she might be pregnant.
Yeah, and Nia's just like, nobody's saying that but you, fucking Carmela. Yeah. That's the girl's name.
Yeah, Carmela, Trinity, and Mandy.
Yeah.
They're just...
The background
noise.
Fodder for the killer, if you will.
Yeah,
we haven't talked about that in a while.
Dude, hold on. Wait. Another great name for a band.
Fodder for the killer?
Dude, that is badass. Hello! We are Fodder of the Killer!
Yay! Coming to you live. Madison Square Garden.
Holy shit, that is a good name.
Fodder for the Killer.
Or even, dude, look, those are chill bumps. See, that's
really... It's not cold in this basement.
That's the best one yet, I think.
That is a good one.
Fodder for the Killer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it sounds like it would be like dark.
Yeah.
Du hast music.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be anything. Or that could be a great fucking movie name too. Good show, Andy.
All right. Yeah, well, trademark. None of you can have it. Fuck you. That's ours. That belongs to SlashU Inc. Are we a corporation? What are we? So anyway.
LLC.
Don't worry. Yeah. But they're talking shit. They're just like, she puked because she's pregnant. And Nia shuts it down like, you're the only one saying that. Shut up. Yeah. It's fine. Brie comes in and they all kind of shut up. There's a knock at the door. It's
they think it's the strippers.
They think it's the strippers, but it's actually Dean from earlier in the movie, the bearded guy that was in the therapist's office, and another guy.
Yes.
We've come to find out his name is Seth.
Yes.
And they're there to fix the Wi-Fi. The owner of the Airbnb cabin, VRBO, whatever it is, set it up a week ago, and they claim we're here to fix the Wi-Fi. And they were like, well, good, because if you were the strippers, I was going to ask for my money back. I don't want to see you guys naked, you gross fucks. They just basically insult these poor men to their faces. Imagine. You fucking disgusting, horrible men.
We know it's Dean, because they're like, well, that's weird. He was just talking to Dr. Petra. So you kind of, your mind's already going, but...
What's going on here?
So maybe it's like, oh, maybe he is a serviceman. Trying to service person, whatever, trying to fix the Wi-Fi. But like you said, it's like, good God, seeing you naked would fucking kill me.
I'm so glad you're not the strippers because you guys are gross. That's basically, they're just super rude to these guys.
I was having such a good day too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought my hair looked great.
I got out of the shower and looked at myself
Right.
and thought, man, I'm looking
You're good enough. You're smart enough. Doggone it. People like you.
Oh man, but I wrote that. I wrote that too, Andy. That they were like just berating them and telling how much they would hate to see them naked.
Right.
So then we go to the typical
Little back and forth.
Little back and forth where the guys sit around the grill, talking shit about girls and how they love treating women like shit.
Yeah.
I think it's Jimmy who's like, I listen to put up with girls' bullshit just to get them in bed, and once I get them in bed, I'm pretty much like, fuck you. I like Brett. He's got a Wu-Tang tattoo with the American flag in it.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, he's the big guy in the group, the comic relief, if you will, and he loves how he's like, I hate how much men have to work.
Yeah.
They have to do so much to get girls.
I have to be so interesting. I have to read so many articles.
Girls, and girls just have to be good looking.
Right.
And funny girls are never good looking.
Funny girls are always ugly. Yeah.
Funny girls are ugly.
Oh my God.
And they're like, well, Brett, you better keep reading, buddy.
Keep reading, buddy. Jimmy is so fun. A girl can. I just sit there and let them say whatever. They can say something like they want to blow up the fucking moon, or, Pisces are notoriously emotional, and I just go, sure, whatever. And then after I smash it, I go, that blow up the moon shit? That was stupid.
Yeah. It's definitely like,
he's an asshole.
I just kind of feel like that's some back and forth. That might have been some improv, but
they jump back to the girls too at the same time, talking about their problems and stuff. Yeah.
We find out that Carmela, she has a nice denim dress on that accents her boobs.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is that she's the one with Dolph. Something is telling me that she is a little...
Is that something telling you the fact that you've watched this movie all the way through and you know it?
Well, she said... Well, I mean, but I'm telling the listeners know.
Yeah. She does say,
she does say it's very scandalous.
I want to hook up with somebody, but it's very scandalous, so I won't say who.
I mean, if I was there, I'd be like, well, if it's very scandalous, then because everyone's single, then it has to be the
groom.
It has to be Dolph.
Yeah. Duh.
And then Trinity is our little flirtatious, little bosomy Pakistani.
Probably. Yeah. She's like,
can you say
Jimmy.
Indian?
East Indian?
Yeah.
I suppose that's fine. Well, I suppose either. Yeah, that's fine.
I just don't know. I just want to make sure.
No other adjective. How else could you?
That's why I said
from
Pakistani.
India.
Yeah. Indiana.
Yeah.
As the girls continue to talk, Nia does not, Andy, hold back on her hatred towards Dolph.
She's like, he's a fucking douche, and I'm not going to hook up with anybody this weekend. I just want to drink whiskey and smoke up. That's all she says.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's it.
And meanwhile, Finn is...
Trinity did mention, like, I want to hook up with Jimmy because he's such a good listener. I thought that was funny. Because we just heard Jimmy talking about, like, just let him talk, and then they'll want to get in your pants, you know?
That was a good catch.
Very funny. Brie reveals to her friends that she hasn't had sex with Dolph in like a month. And meanwhile, while the boys are talking, Dolph loses his cool and he's like, enough sex talk. Stop it. And one of the Wi-Fi repair guys, Seth, is listening to this whole thing. She's just using a screwdriver randomly on the window frame. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Like,
you're there to fix the Wi-Fi. What are you doing?
Like, it's like me when I hear like some argument going outside on my street or something. I'll go outside and like act like I'm fucking mowing the tree.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's just
listening with a screwdriver just on the window. There's no wires. There's nothing to fix. And Dolph is like, "Hey man, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of here!" And Seth goes around to the women around the other side, and I think one of the background girls, Trinity or Carmela, is like, what about these guys? Do they know how to treat a woman? And I think Seth just says something like...
no, I know what he says.
Yeah, what does he say?
He says he thinks she should be with someone who would die for her.
Yeah.
And the girls go, ooh.
Someone who would die for her, like me. And everyone's like, ooh. Yeah, Dolph shows up with his boys, and they all get up and pour like Seth's face.
Kind of like that classic jock pick on the nerd mentality.
A little bit.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like where I'm sitting there going, wow, because I'm starting to get a vibe too that Finn was the one who was kind of like, okay, stop with all the sex talk, and looks at Dolph and says, dude, you gotta come correct now, man. You're getting married.
Right.
And again, this is when Dolph tells him to fall in line. He goes, what if I don't?
Right.
And he's like, and this is when I'm starting to think that, does he have a thing for Brie? Just something to start thinking about. Yeah.
It's possible.
Ooh.
And then they chase poor Seth the repairman away. He starts walking away. Did you want to move on to that? or did you have something else on this little part? Because Brie follows. Brie ducks away and follows Seth. And she just says, "Hey, what are you doing here? Just forget about me, okay?" And that's where I was like, "Ooh, she knows him from somewhere."
Yeah.
Ooh. I love making that noise in these microphones. Ooh. What are you doing here? Just forget about me, okay? So she knows who he is, and Seth turns and walks away.
That's good.
And now we smash cut to a music video on TV. And it's our girl Ginger Lynn, who's in this movie, singing her song Fantasy World. Is that your computer?
This is...
Yeah.
1986. Ginger Lynn was...
At the height of her
23.
powers. Yeah.
So, you know, she probably was... I mean, I'm not trying to be malicious here, but in the 80s, it was a different time. I'm sure she was probably partying, doing cocaine.
Probably.
You know, guys that are like, I'm in the record business here.
Yeah.
I can get you famous, Ginger Lynn. And she's like, okay.
Jesus.
But here, listen, I mean, this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No, it's pretty good.
So, but yeah, it's funny because the Charlotte is her name. It doesn't matter, but she is, I guess, the office manager at a stripper club service. I guess somewhere in the.
That's where we're at.
Yes,
she's in a garage somewhere talking on the phone with her star stripper. His name's Ray, and he's not available tonight. And she's just like, Ray, you got to get here or you're on my shit list. And they hang up. And she turns around to a piece of paper on the wall that says shit list. And there's a bunch of names on it. And she writes Ray. And then another stripper walks in. His name is Seduction.
Yes, who played Mikey in our Murder Size. He was the director of the Murder Size
Same
video.
actor who plays Jimmy in this movie. So the guy's at both parts.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Same actor.
That's right. I totally was like, I told Joe, dang it. Yeah.
They shot this, though. He's got a little more 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, and a mustache, and he wears shades.
Yeah. And he's got a wig on with a big mullet, and he's just like, he's exhausted. He's like, I don't want to do this. And she's like, I got a job for you because Ray's out of town. You gotta go to this bachelorette party. And he's like, these women treat me like an object. It's like, you're a fucking stripper, man. So yes, that's what happens, unfortunately. So go do it.
It's interesting.
That's pretty much it for that scene.
I ran a nightclub, and I don't know if I talked about this, so please stop me if I did, but it was a smart way to pack the place full of girls, only girls. And so then when I opened my doors at 9 to the rest of the public, it would be stacked with girls. A nightclub, that's what you want. I mean, you don't want a bunch of dudes hanging around. I mean, not unless it's that kind of. I mean, heterosexual bar nightclub. You know, I was wanting to stack it in, so I would have male strippers come in. I had a guy that would come to my club. He's like, "Yo, I got a party group of guys that I can bring," and so I did that. It was a girls' night out, and it was from 7. It was like I did it from 6 to 9.
Nice.
Only girls, and I found out that it's like they jerk off in the stalls, like because they would get ready in the bathrooms, and they would jerk off, and they would put rubber bands around the base of their penis
to like make themselves look bigger.
No, to keep it hard. To keep the blood in there.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Well,
the more you know.
Probably went a little too far with that story, but that's okay.
Did I?
Nah, it's nothing you've never done before.
Thank you. All right. So, meanwhile, back at the cabin,
yes,
our comedy relief Brett, the bigger guy, finds a video camera, and it's fun. He's like, and he thinks like, "Ooh, why's the camera doing here?" He's like, and Mandy walks in. He's like, "Hey, Mandy, I bet there's some sex going on this
video." Yeah, it's funny because she's like, "What is that?" And he's like, "It's a video camera." And he pulls out a VHS tape off the shelf. She's like, "What is that?" Like, does she not know what it is? Because that's plausible. Nobody knows. Younger people maybe don't know what VHS tapes are. And he's like, "You want to make a movie?" And she's just like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Really?"
I love that. He goes, "Really?" Like, he really gets excited. She's
really?
Like,
she's like,
"No."
No. And walks away from him.
So that's just kind of fun. Again, that's kind of some setting up for some foreshadowing. So I wrote, it's late. A
little bit later.
Later in the evening.
Yeah. Somehow.
And Brie goes into the bedroom, which is clearly at night.
Yes.
There's a note on the bed, Andy, that says, "I love you. I have always loved you. I want to run away with you." And then suddenly, poof, the light comes on, and guess who's in the room with her?
It's Dolph.
Dolph.
Sitting in the corner quietly.
Not too happy.
He's upset about the note.
Yeah.
Who's that from? Your
Yeah.
secret admirer?
Exactly.
She's like, I don't fucking, this is the first time I've seen it. I have no idea who it's from. And then he's like, well, here's what I found.
Yeah.
And he
So
whips
he's
out the
found
letter.
2 notes, one from a secret admirer and then one telling him to fuck off. So he's like,
He goes off on her, dude.
Yeah. My assumption, Andy, is he thinks it's Finn.
Yes. I think he thinks it's Finn as well. And for a while there, I thought it was Finn too. Because it's the note that says, I love you, I want to run away.
Did you get it? Dolphin.
Doll and Finn? Dolph and Finn?
Dolphin.
I'm just making the connection now.
Me too.
Oh my God.
Dolphin.
Dolphin. Dolphin. What?
I just made that connection on the damn podcast.
That's wild.
I was like, dolphin. Okay.
Dolphin.
We gotta.
Do you think they planned that?
Yes.
Okay. Or do they? I thought they just called him Dolph because it's like a dumb sounding name.
But I mean,
like,
come on, dude. And then Finn.
Dolph and Finn. So I couldn't.
Mind blown.
Mind blown. Yeah. Well, I couldn't tell who the I love you note was from because it was very generic, blocky handwriting.
I right away knew it was Seth. My first watch, I was like, Spice Boy wrote
could
that.
be Finn or Seth the repairman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he obviously
Could be a third person. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
So, but he confronts her about the note about how you want to fucking call off the wedding. Did your therapist put you up to this? Do you know how lucky you are to be with me and how embarrassing it is to be with a girl who has mental illness? I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
This guy, it's right up in her face. She's like, everyone's trying to make me do things I don't want to do. And Dolph basically threatens her.
The amount of dickness that Dolph holds is so true. I mean, he is a fucking dick.
She slaps him.
Yep. So,
and he walks out.
So I guess she needs to take a walk in the woods in her heels.
Yeah.
Just to get away.
Yeah, she leaves and goes into the forest.
Yeah. And so Nia, this concerns Nia, who, her protector. She wants to form a search party to go look for her.
Search party?
Search party.
Form a search party?
What did I say?
Search farty? Do this search party. I'm picking on you now. That's dumb. Why am I laughing at that? That's so silly. You just fumbled your words. I don't know why I needed to pick on it. We can move along.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry.
This is just another C2 where...
You said search party.
Did I really?
I mean, that's what we can rewind it back.
Search party.
But
Not a good name.
Nia's like, come on, let's go look for her. Dolph is like, nah, she's just trying to get attention, so he refuses.
Well, she's like, fuck you. And
Fuck
he's like,
you.
She's like, don't talk to me like that. She's like, you're a little bitch.
Yeah,
I
right.
love that.
She's definitely in everyone's face. It's great in defense of Brie. So, but Finn is like, yeah, I'll go. And then Mandy says, yeah, I'll go too. And of course, Brett, wanting to get into Mandy's pants, is like, I'll go too. So the four of them are gonna go.
Finn does tell Alexa to call her doctor. Say, call Dr. Petra, and just because this is kind of not like her.
Right.
So,
Nia, Finn, Mandy, and Brett volunteer to go
they
get
all
her.
kind of split up, and then we get back to Brie. This is what I don't get. She feels like she's being stalked.
This is weird.
But then she decides to cut herself with a stick and masturbate with the stick.
I don't know why she did this. She
takes a
yells.
Little stick. Yeah.
She yells. I know you're watching me. Picks up a stick and like puts it up her vagina.
Did Seth get her pregnant? Did she have something with Seth?
Is she pregnant and she's trying to abort? I don't understand what's happening here.
Well, that's the only reason why you would why you would take a
stick. Very unsanitary.
Very unsanitary, and stick it up your vagina.
I don't understand this. She almost seems drunk.
Yeah.
And so, meanwhile,
Brett follows Mandy with a video camera, and he's getting great shots of that ace.
Yeah, he's pointing at her butt. She stops and bends over, and she's like, "Stop taping me." And he's like, "Well, then you stop stretching." Like,
and then he's like, you want it.
You want it.
Because Brie's getting all the attention and you're not, so you love showing yourself off to this camera.
Yeah.
She's like, well, maybe you're right. Stay right here and I'll get a little more scandalous. And he's like, really? He's like, yeah. So she
being on camera makes me feel naughty.
Yeah. So she runs into the woods and like takes off her bra and throws it at him. So he thinks something's gonna happen.
Yeah. He's like, ooh, all right. And she runs away from him, hides behind a tree, waiting for Brett to chase her. And suddenly a machete stabs through her torso from behind.
Yeah, completely through. Guts her.
Yeah.
And
Mandy's our first death.
But 36 minutes into the movie.
It took a while. And I was starting to wonder, like, let's ramp this up here.
And it does ramp up.
Yeah, so Mandy's our first death. Brett is like hello,
What's going on?
what's going on? Are you I knew you were such a tease. Fuck you. I'm going to go film this pine cone I saw. And he goes off and he's like, where was that pine cone? We go from the point of view of the camera and he stumbles through and finds Mandy's dead body. And he's like, holy shit. And he turns the camera and we see a brief flash of the killer or the uniform of the killer or whatever he's wearing and chops off Brett's arm.
Yeah, so,
holding the camera.
Yeah, so they showed the decapitated arm holding the video camera.
Amputated arm.
Decapitated.
Search Party.
Party. Not a good band name.
Falls on the ground, camera pointed at Mandy's.
Does he die?
I think I counted Brett as dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because they would definitely brought him back, but I don't think that would have killed him.
No, he would bleed out though, maybe.
Nia discovers Brie, holding a bloody stick
and blood running down her crotch.
Yeah, and she's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Dad, I killed it."
Did she kill a baby? I killed it. I'm free.
Did she kill her sanity? Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, because she's acting all loosey-goosey here.
Totally. Like I was feeling at the beginning of the podcast.
Did she grab some mushrooms? What's going on in the woods? And she's just like, wee, ha, ha, ha.
So she's like, let me get you back to the cabin.
Right.
So Alexa calls Finn, tells him everything's fine, that Brie was found.
But she's hurt.
And she's hurt. So Finn goes back, and Dr. Petra has now arrived at the cabin.
She got there pretty fast, don't you think? Of course, this all might have happened over a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean, they could live like a couple hours away. Yeah. So checking in on Brie, the doctor is asking her questions, and it makes her feel loony, and she's like, I'm fine. I didn't hit my head. Mm-hmm. I don't have amnesia. I got the cuts on my body because I love getting close to nature.
Sometimes it bites back.
Sometimes it bites back. I was like, that's a pretty well-written line. I kind of like that.
That is good.
Yeah. I thought that was it. She said, I like getting close to nature, and sometimes it bites back. And
she said, I feel so alive. I killed it. Killed what? What was eating me? Then I killed myself, but I'm back, which was weird. And she said, I'm going to get ready for this party. I'm so excited. Thank you all for being here. I'm so excited. And she goes off to go get ready for the party.
Yeah, she looks at Alexa. You make sure the stripper shows up. Alexa's so excited because everything's happening to plan. So
yes, that's all Alexa ever wanted.
Yeah. The doctor sits with the bachelor and bachelorette parties, the people, the group.
Yeah. And Finn comes in and
Finn's kind of acting like a dick, so she's like, "Oh, you must be Finn," or she thinks Finn is the fiance, but he's like, "No, I'm best man. That's Finn over there. He's the
Dolph.
Oh, Dolph. There's Dolph over there. He's the fiance." And she's like, "Oh yeah, the one that seems really concerned." So he takes off.
Not concerned at all.
Fuck this.
Finn questions where Brett and Mandy are. It's the first person to go like, has anyone seen Brett and Mandy? And Dolph's like, leave him alone. Brett's trying to get with her. Just don't fucking block him. Finn tells Dolph, well, then you get off Carmela. And he and Dolph almost fight.
Yep.
And Finn just says, fuck this. I'm out. And he storms out. Yep. Best man says, I'm out.
So Finn is gone.
He walks out of the room, out of the cabin. And Nia tries to figure out what's up with Brie. Dr. Petra's like, it's anxiety-induced hallucinations. She seems okay and happy though, so why don't you guys just go about your business as usual? I'm gonna stick around and observe
her from my bedroom while reading a book.
I'm just gonna be in the bedroom reading a book
and observing her.
How are you observing?
The first thing I
really
first
strange.
watch, I was like, that's the first time I was like,
oh, there's an eclipse tonight. Well, I'll be in the basement observing, watching the TV. What? I mean, that's what?
Oh shit, that's good. But this was the first time where I thought, even the first watch, I was like, that's weird. Like,
it is.
Like I started thinking that maybe something's up with her. But
back
outside, full daylight.
Right. Somehow, still
12 midnight. This movie was filmed in Alaska in the summer.
It does slingshot back and forth between maybe dusk and daylight. Dark.
That's why I thought maybe this cabin was in Alaska in the summer.
It's in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, so Finn takes a seat in the woods, but is suddenly cracked on the back by a crowbar. It seems to be severely beaten by a crowbar, but we'll get back to that. Not dead.
Just gets knocked out.
Next scene, we know it's Dean, and we figure that it's Seth too.
They make their entrance.
Yeah, they make their entrance. Still shot camera. Walk on, creepy see-through masks. One holds a machete and the other holds an axe.
That's our boys.
These
were the Wi-Fi repairmen. They've now re-entered the area.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much assuming that these are the killers.
These are the killers. Yeah, I mean, one has a machete that's already kind of bloody, and the other one's got an axe. And Yeah.
So this shower scene of Bree's taking a shower, it's a flashback to Seth. If you want to take it, you can.
Sure. Bree's in the shower.
Yep.
Remembering a past session with Dr. Petra, and that's where we get the backstory. This is so important to those of us here at SlashU.
Yep.
Backstory of how Brie knows Seth, the internet repairman. She was at a session with Dr. Petra, and while they're kind of wrapping up, this guy comes in and opens like a computer up, and Dr. Petra's talking about, women of your generation want certain things, independence and blah, 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 you to be strong and all that stuff. It's not really that important. But the Dr. Petra says, like, have you fixed my network? And the guy's like, yeah, okay.
Fixing Wi-Fi.
And Dr. Petra goes, I got to get your invoice, Brie, and leaves the room. Brie is talking to Seth like, I hate it when she puts me on the spot like that. And Seth's like, yeah, I don't like when she does it to me either. It's, you're one of her patients. And they meet. Seth just is like, she tells me to talk to girls more. Do you want to go get coffee sometimes? And Bree's just like, well, I can't. I'm engaged. And he gets a little mad. Like, then why are you talking to me then? Why'd you lead me on to think that you could? And she's just making small talk. So we learned that Seth doesn't like to talk to girls. And back in the shower, in the present, we know they met each other at one point. Brie just sits down and hugs her knees to her chest in the shower. And that's kind of the end of that little spot.
Yeah, it was kind of a.
I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
She looks to her left, like kind of out off in the distance, like 1,000-yard stare type of thing while she's in the shower. Does she know what's about to happen out there and the rest of the other friends? Does she know what's about to cut loose? Does she have some sort of...
You think she knows who the killers are?
That's my question. Does she know that there's a couple of killers about to show up?
No.
Okay.
I didn't get that at all. Even second watch.
I'm just so confused because of the ending of this movie, but we'll get there.
Yeah, back at the cabin in Bree's bedroom, she's getting ready.
Yeah.
And Alexa, her her pushy friend, is like, "Come on, girl, hurry up."
Mm-hmm.
So she walks out, and Nia follows in as Alexa leaves, and a full-on lesbian scene happens. And
Nia shuts the door. Nia shuts the door and just says, I can't wait. Fuck it. And just jumps, and she confesses her love for Brie. They make out.
Like, heavily make out, rubbing legs, hot.
Nia's like, will you leave with me? And Brie says, yeah, but not right now.
Yeah, let's get through the night first.
Let's go back out there and we'll figure it out.
So they party.
So did Nia write that note? I love you. I've always loved you. Let's run away with me. Was it Finn?
No,
was it Seth
I know
the
it wasn't
repair guy?
Finn. It was, my guess still is Seth the repair guy.
Mm.
But now that you said fucking
Nia,
yeah, dude.
I don't know.
But let's
because Finn likes her. But Finn,
but I think he has a moral code to him.
Yeah,
that would stop him because he seems like a good dude.
All right. Well, they come out of the room. Alexa's like, "What took you guys so long?" Brie says, "I'm gonna miss you most of all, Alexa." And like, I'm gonna miss you because I'm gonna run off with Nia, or
yes, like
I know you're gonna die.
Like that's what. No, like I'm gonna run off with Nia.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And it's also a quote from the Scarecrow. I'm gonna miss you the most.
I'm gonna miss you. Oh yeah, Wizard of Oz for sure.
So the strippers come in. Everyone's
Jimmy
excited.
introduces the female strippers.
Yeah. So we have two blondes come in. They dance for Dolph. They're showing
big
butt.
slow motion dance scene,
it's a
lap
drawn
dance.
Out scene. Then they start dancing for Brie, and Dolph doesn't like this, which I would
very
be like,
strange.
Very strange. I'm not putting him down, but I would get excited. I think I'd be like, "This is rad."
Yeah. They're dancing with my fiance. This is hot.
Yeah, this is great. And so he leaves.
Instead, he's an attention whore.
Yeah, and so he gets pissed, so he leaves the party.
Yeah.
Brie doesn't care. She gets up and says, "Hey, don't let this dickhole ruin the party. Hey, Eddie, those two girls, we got them to give you a private dance. Go in the bathroom."
Boom.
Jimmy. Trinity's our big busty Pakistani, and Jimmy's the good listener.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys go hit the hot tub?
Yeah.
And Alexa doesn't like this. Alexa's like, "Why are you splitting up the fucking party?"
Yeah. We're all big one fucking family. We all need to have fun together.
Yeah. And so the party, Andy, kind of separates, and this is where we get
There's
to
a quick with Trinity going like, Jimmy's like, "You want to check out the hot tub?" And Trinity's like, "I don't know.
Yes.
Let her vent because Virgos can get emotional." And then she opens up her chest, and Jimmy's like, "Okay," because
he's like, "Yeah, you're right.
You're right." He's all about just letting them talk, even if it's about bullshit astrology.
Yeah, because I mean, when pubes are stuffed in your face,
you can see him like rolling his eyes, like, "Oh shit!" And then when she, puffs out her chest, he's like, "All right, yeah, let the Virgo cry a little bit." So. I'm a Virgo. I don't feel like I'm that emotional, but maybe I am. Nick's looking at me like you have no idea, sir.
No, I'm playing.
Yeah. We can ask my wife.
I'm a Libra.
Are you?
I can never make decisions.
Really?
No, it's a scale. I can't.
I didn't know that. Analysis paralysis. Yeah.
Not only a cinephile, I'm an astrology file as well.
My wife is a Leo, but she was premature.
I thought she was a Cheryl.
She is Cheryl, but she was born in August. She was supposed to be born in October.
But her name is Leo too?
She is a Leo. It's a sign.
Oh, no, I thought you said her name was Leo.
Leo is another astrological sign.
That's weird.
But she often talks about how she was supposed to be born in October, which is a different, I forget which one.
Libra.
Is it Libra? Oh, yeah, you. Duh. But she was
I guess
born.
there's some Scorpio to it, I guess.
She was born in August, premature. So she's born under Leo, but she was supposed to be Libra.
Oh, I'm going to be honest with you. No disrespect to anyone out there who follows as their astrological signs. I don't really follow.
I don't buy into it. I don't follow it, and I just think every individual is different and for various reasons.
Yes.
Nature, nurture, all mix of all of it.
Yes, I'm a Wiccan.
There you
Outside, Carmela approaches Dolph. She's the one in the denim dress that has pubes. She's like,
he's all salty out there on the porch.
She's like, I got you. I heard it's been 8 months. Let's go somewhere and you can
1 month, but
1 month, yeah. Let's go somewhere and you can touch my pubes. So
right.
He's like, all right. So they kiss. And then it's back to Alexa, who is Andy. She's just like, fuck it. I'm over it. I'll just get drunk as fuck. But where's Finn?
I want to make out with a boy, but where's Finn? Yeah.
And then it's back to Dolphin, Carmela, Andy.
You almost said Kamala.
Yes. Madam President.
Democratic candidate for president.
Dolph and Carmela are getting busy.
Making out in the dark.
I almost said Donald and Kamala
are
getting.
Oh my God!
What if
that'd be way better than a debate?
God. Oh, gross.
Oh, just fucking make out already.
This is a weird boner I'm getting.
Dolph says they can't do this. You give really good head, but you're not wifey material. When did side chicks start demanding shit?
He's a dick.
He is such an ass.
They hear something outside, and it's Finn. He
crashes against the window.
So we're back at the shower scene. Yay!
Cut to Eddie watching the strippers in the shower.
And he's just sitting there watching, and they're just lightly tapping each other's ass.
They're just spraying water on each other.
They're totally naked.
He doesn't even have his pants down or anything.
I wonder if they would be cool with that. Like, I wonder if you had a private dance at a private house and said,
do you mind if I whip it out and touch myself?
I won't touch you. I promise.
They've probably seen worse.
I mean,
if you have a long stripper
I've
career.
got a story for you, but this will not be. We will not air this podcast.
Off the air.
Off the air.
Got it. 10-4. That's SlashU After Dark. Save it for our
It's
Patreon.
definitely After Dark. It's a good one.
Neat.
Dr. Petra wants to talk to Brie, but she's like, yo, Doc, can you hold on a second? Because I'm dealing with my friends.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, why is Dr. Petra walking away back into the bedroom as they bring Finn back into the cabin?
Uh-oh.
Did you notice that? She kind of like
steps back.
Like she's walking back. So right there I go, And so this is when all hell breaks loose. Andy.
Oh, it goes crazy.
There you go.
Finn comes in, stumbles in with, Carmela and Dolph kind of helping him in because he's been beaten up. And Finn spills the beans. He's like, I got to tell you something. Dolph's been fooling around behind your back with Carmela. I have to tell you that. You deserve better. Brie grabs Carmela by the hair, throws her outside. Yep. Nia, of course, is like, you fucking bitch. Nia confesses her love for Brie.
Yep.
I love Brie, and we're running away together.
He's like, what?
Everyone's fighting. Carmela is outside trying to get back in. She gets chased by one killer. As she runs away, he like swings the axe at her and she runs away.
Yeah.
She runs around the house and as she's running, another machete hits her in the face.
Like cracks her diagonally
across the face.
So she is no longer with us.
Carmela is no longer with us.
So back in the cabin, everyone's freaking out.
Yes. Nia wants to leave, but Finn's like, no, someone's out there. I got hit. Is she still here? And that's when Dr. Petra comes out with a gun. Finn's like, her. She's the one who beat me up. She's the one who attacked me out in the woods. But Alexa's like drunk and mad and wants to go on a rant now.
It's funny because
there's somebody with a gun, and Alexa's like, everyone needs to listen to me.
But I liked it that they cut back to the shower scene. And so it's still like
Eddie and the strippers.
But it's just kind of going back and letting know that
one killer is stalking Eddie.
Well,
no,
this is before we get back. It's there's a knock at the door. He's still just having a good time watching the strippers. They're just editing back to this to know that Eddie's still in a happy space.
And
there's a knock at the door. Is it a stripper? No,
Alexa,
it's Dean.
It's the male stripper. No,
It's Dean.
Right.
He's wearing his mask, and Trinity walks up to him and is like, "Go ahead, Jason Myers.
You're dressed like Jason Myers.
Pull that thing out." And she's met with an axe in the head.
Oh no! That's what everybody's like. Oh my God! All hell breaks loose.
Yeah, and then we get back to the shower scene.
Back to the shower scene. Seth is our other killer. By now, if you haven't figured it out, is there behind Eddie, and he really just walks up behind Eddie and stabs him in the top of the head, and the stripper starts screaming. He slowly turns Eddie's head towards him, and that is my dick kill shot of the week. Dick kill shot of the week.
Dick shot, kill of the
Dick
week.
shot kill of the week. Because I think Eddie died doing what he loved, watching two busty ladies in the shower together.
When you told me that, I was like, I guess that's a great way to go.
He might not have even known that he got stabbed in the head.
He might, yeah. All of a sudden, his life's just over. I think if you stab your brain, even if you're turning around, like you're gone.
Yeah, I think his eyes were just stuck open because of the reflex.
But he died happy. But the strippers, not so much. One stripper gets slashed in the throat. The other one gets literally gutted.
Full disembowel. Like her
disembowel.
intestines fall on the tub floor.
Yeah.
So the strippers are gone, and we get Jimmy back out in the living room. Jumps up onto Dean, the other killer, and tries to fight him off. So he's on his back, and Dean turns around, and I think Seth comes in and slashes Jimmy across the back, so he's down.
Yep. And
Dr. Petra has her gun out.
Yeah, she says she was going to try to save them, and I'm like, what? And she's like, these are my patients.
Big reveal.
I'm like, what? They're patients, and she's like, they're my sons. Seth and Dean are Dr. Petra's boys.
They're my sons, but they're also sick.
They've never been good around girls. And how come when girls reject boys, they become violent? Why can't girls look at boys and girls? Why can't girls look at boys and stop rejecting them?
See their inner beauty. See their inner beauty.
There would be less mass murders. Really? So now it's on the women. It's the women's fault that there's so much mass murders.
If girls would just stop rejecting boys, there wouldn't be so many mass murders. So all those incels out there,
yes,
just go.
Incels are fucking weird.
You just gotta go get them laid, and they won't go kill people.
That's fucking weird that they put the blame. They find a way to blame women. It makes me fucking sick.
Well, Ginger Lynn, former porn star.
Yeah.
Blaming women.
Yeah.
Well, that's the commentary here. Whether we agree with it or not, that's the point they're trying to make.
Well, this is kind of a comic relief right here. She sends one of her boys, Dean, to talk to the girls.
It is funny.
Finn's kind of in front of the girls, but it's Nia, Brie, and Alexa. So Dean takes off his onesie slasher killer uniform.
Jumpsuit.
Yeah. Introduces himself to the girls. Says that he's a college graduate. He was 39 years old, and he has hobbies. And he's a successful business with his brother.
Oh, I have the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 39, college graduate. I own an electronics business with my brother, and he indicates Seth. I'm into cooking, hunting, and collecting action figures. I have a generous 401k, and I brought documentation if you'd like to see it. And he holds out some papers. They're all freaking out, and he's just like, okay, thank you. My ideal Saturday night includes cuddling on the couch watching a romantic comedy while sipping a cup of homemade hot cocoa. And
that's great.
Dr. Petra's like, thank you, Dean. Ladies, what do you think? Okay, Seth, it's your turn. And Seth's just like...
He looks shy, but he whispers something.
He whispers. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Petra's like, one of the girls was mean to you? And points to Alexa. Oh, she was mean to you? Dean's like, don't kill her. I like her.
I like Alexa.
But if you're going to kill her, I'll take the redhead. And Dr. Petra's like, no, the redhead, Brie, that's for Seth. And then... our male stripper shows up. Yeah. Seduction. He walks in.
It's very quick.
Trinity's dead on the floor, and he's just like, hey, everybody, let's get this party started. He's dressed as a cop. And then I think Dean goes, I don't think he's a real police officer. And Seduction's just like, what the fuck? I thought there'd be music. And he just runs out.
That's it. But that's, and when he runs out, this
Finn.
is what, Finn and Seth fight.
Yeah, he takes that opportunity, that distraction.
Nia then grabs Dr. Petra. Remember, Nia is the one who's in love with Brie.
Yep.
But she's shot.
Nia gets shot.
She gets shot. Dean
chases Brie and Alexa.
Brie's like, and then Brie tries to calm him down with sweet talk.
Yeah.
She gets him kind of down. She's like, Dean, I know you're a good boy.
You're better than your brother.
You're better than your brother. Yeah, he's the one that always does the bad things. Well, how about this? Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
So she's like...
She's hugging Dean.
She's hugging Dean. And this is when Alexa kind of runs off.
Yeah.
And then here comes Dolph all of a sudden out of the closet telling Dean to get his hands off
Get away from her, nerd.
And before he is choked out by Dean, Alexa comes back with an axe and just cracks Dean in the back with an axe. So Alexa to the rescue.
And they quick cut to Seth and Finn fighting. Seth ends up killing Finn.
Yes.
He forces a machete, the knife slowly into Finn's chest.
So really the only ones that are alive right now of our bachelor party are Alexa, Brie,
Dolph.
Yeah.
But as like you said, Alexa hits Dean with the axe. He stumbles away. Brie pulls it out of his back and finishes him off. And Dr. Petra's like, no,
of course.
my boys.
Yeah, then she blames Brie, like, Petra, or Dr. Petra's like, I thought you were pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know the pregnant thing.
Yeah, and it's like, she's like, I never was. What's going on? So they argue.
Yeah, they talk about an abortion real quick.
Yeah,
like, you killed it. And what?
Seth, so she finally looks at her last boy who's alive and says, Seth, come protect me.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He stalls.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when Brie grabs the axe, winds up like fucking Babe Ruth, swings and cuts Dr. Petra's head off, and that is my dick kill.
Shot of the week. Kill of the week. Dick shot. Kill of the week.
Dick shot, kill of the week. Andy, I love a good decapitation, so I had to.
We haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, so her head fully comes off, and so Dr. Petra is now dead. And Seth walks up to Nia and says, "I hate it." Brie, sorry.
And he's like, "I didn't want to do this."
I didn't want to do this. I stop telling me what to do. He yells at his mom. You know, he's like, everything.
Like a lot of killers, he has mommy issues.
Yeah,
shocking. Yeah, shocking. A lot of incels, maybe,
so
have mommy issues.
He blames everything on his mom, Dr. Petra.
Right.
So now he thinks he will be with Brie.
Brie says, it's okay, Seth. We share the same pain. We're both tormented by people who don't care about us. We deserve love. And she hugs Seth. And then Nia on the floor, who's been shot, she starts coughing up a little blood. So we realize Nia's not dead. She's still alive. Brie immediately kneels down and is like, oh my God, Nia, I'm going to get you out of here. We got to get help. And then Seth has a little bit of a meltdown.
Yeah, he aggressively...
He's like, what's going on here?
He aggressively confronts Brie.
Yeah. Why'd you say those nice things to me and now you say you love her? What about me?
Yeah, and so he grabbed...
What about all the things I did for you?
I know, and so does this affects Brie and it scares her, so she takes an axe and cuts his hands off.
Seth says one thing that I was confused. You set them up, splitting them up alone so they would be vulnerable. Like, and I killed them for you. And Brie was like, she said that to him. I caught it on second watch.
I know, but I
think... Brie's like, I did that so I could run away. I didn't want you to kill them. I did that so I could run away. Because Seth's like, I did this for you. They were all split up, alone. She was sending Jimmy and Trinity go in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Eddie, you go with the strippers. Because she was setting them up so she and Nia could run away, apparently.
Oh,
and now
shit.
Seth is like, well, I thought you did it so they would be vulnerable so I could kill them for you. I did this for you.
Yeah, and she's like...
But as he confronts Brie, she swipes and cuts his hand off with the axe.
He runs into the woods screaming with his decapitated hand.
Amputated.
Same thing. And so you didn't count him, did you?
No.
Okay, good.
I don't think he died.
I think Slashorette Party 2 could star Seth. But as he runs off, Dolph comes...
Dolph's on the floor.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
Alexa
I still
finds,
love you.
Yeah, and Alexa finds the dead strippers and screams.
Yeah, so they're alive.
Yeah, but
and
Brie is like approaching Dolph with the axe.
Yes, thank you.
And he's just like, what are you doing? I love you. I love you. And she takes a swing. And we cut away to her like waking up from a dream. Brie's waking up in bed. She gets up. There's somebody in bed with her. I assume it's a man. It looks like a man.
Yeah, that was confusing to me.
She goes to the bathroom, washes her face. Was this all a dream? She sees like a vision of dead Nia standing in the tub with blood running down her eyes. An apparition. You're just going to get away with this. Sooner or later, they're all going to find out. You used me, Brie. And she starts screaming, I'm sorry, on the bathroom floor. And Dolph comes in and she's like, I saw Seth. He said he's going to kill me for what I did. And that's what she tells Dolph. And Dolph gets her back in bed. Consoles her.
Mansplains to her that she's better off with him because everybody else was...
It was that fake doctor.
Yeah,
told you were depressed, crazy, and to blame me. It was her and those retards who killed my bros. They all tried to take you away, but you came to your senses. Nobody cares for you the way I do. Even that crazy bitch Nia tried to take you away. And we have, while he's saying all this, there's visions of Brie and Nia together when they were making out briefly, flashing back to that a little bit. She told you she loved you just to embarrass me. You're lucky to have me. Nobody really knows what happened in that cabin except you. That's what he says to her. As a tear runs down Brie's cheek, we hear Nia's voice say, sooner or later, they're all going to find out. And then they roll credits. So Seth's alive. Alexa's still alive. She didn't die. What the fuck really happened, Nick?
I don't know, because Alexa's alive, so I think like she wouldn't keep quiet. So she'd be like, "Oh my God, where are the police involved in this? What's happening? What's going on? Was she pregnant? Was she setting this up? Was this whole thing with Nia?"
Yeah.
There's so many more questions.
Is Seth going to come back with a hook for him?
And how come? Yeah.
I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On a scale of 4 gutted tattooed strippers to 9 gutted tattoo strippers, what would you give this?
6.
I'll go with 6 too.
Because of the loose ends like that.
I mean,
I don't need a story to be tied up neatly in a nice little bow, but I have to kind of get it.
I bet we could get the team to do an interview with us.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. Why don't we go ahead and get into the kill count? Because I know we ran a little over.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Now we're 10. All right. We got to get these counted. We have Mandy getting her voluptuous booty videotaped, and she ended up getting killed. Mandy, followed by Brett, the cameraman. Then Carmella, as she was locked outside for cheating. Trinity, why don't you whip that thing out? Jason Myers, Trinity, dead. Eddie, my dick shot kill of the week. As he watched the Stripper 1 and Stripper 2, also killed. Followed by Jimmy, who just tried to jump on one of the killers and got axed in the back. Then Finn, just slowly stabbed to death through the chest. Dean, one of the killers. Followed by Dr. Petra, which was your dick shot kill of the week. And that was the last actual kill. There's 11 total. Not bad. We had, of course, Seth, one of the killers, got his hand chopped off and ran off. Alexa didn't die, as we just mentioned. And Dolph and Brie. She ended up marrying him anyway, I guess.
Yeah, I think we needed to get, if we could reach out to the husband and wife teams.
Yeah.
I have more questions.
It's going to be a Slashorette Party 2. I mean, explains what the fuck happened.
But I mean, they made Murder Size afterwards. I thought they would probably go for that. I know they're trying to get OnlyFans, like OnlyFans, but OnlyFangs ready. So.
Oh, the vampire thing.
Yeah. So,
pornographic vampire stuff.
Pornographic vampires. So,
what are we watching next?
That's what I don't know, but I do want to say this. What will be rad is that we're setting up interviews.
Yeah.
Calvin McCarthy, writer-director from Pillow Party Massacre.
Yep.
I have a question I'm going to ask him.
He really wants to talk to us.
I have a pitch for him.
Good.
My Pillow Party Massacre.
Okay.
My Pillow.
Oh. Mike Lindell, My Pillow.
So I thought that would be cool. And but also too, we're going to be talking to Jeremy Summerall, who played the Beast, one of our favorite
Sweatshop.
Sweatshop, a great movie. I feel like it's one of, like I said, a Will Ferrell movie where you fall in love with it more and more.
The more you watch, the more you like it.
The more you love it.
Yeah.
So that's coming up. We're setting those times up, but we do have to figure out what we're watching next week.
Pause.
Let's pause real. All right. Hey.
And, that was Slashorette Party from 2020.
But I as much as I say about Murder Size and coming to this one, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed this one a little more than Murder Size.
Yeah, I do have a lot more questions, but
I enjoy both movies.
Yeah, we do have something fun for next week. It's I'm gonna kind of think just off the top of my head. It's like Victor Crowley meets a religious, like if Victor Crowley and a religious right-wing fanatic had sex, this would probably be their birth. From 2016, 1 hour 13 minutes.
Don't fuck in the woods.
It's literally the name.
Well, it's don't F asterisk 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 in the woods. My Tubi says it's from 2018. That's interesting.
Yeah, it says 2016, but we'll
figure it out. College friends discover that abstinence can save lives when they're joined on a camping trip by a murderous creature that's attracted by sex. So it's a little bit of a monster movie, and this monster is out to kill who's ever doing it.
Victor Crowley was a monster.
Yeah.
You could really think of Jason as a monster. I mean, were they people? Yeah. But I mean, this killer might have been a fucking person too. We'll find out.
Maybe we'll find out, yeah.
All I know is that someone gets their genitals ripped off, and so that is my dick shot. Kill of the week. Hey, if you're still with us, I know we ran a little long.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're heading to Peoria, Illinois on September 14th. So if you're anywhere within driving distance to Peoria, Illinois, why don't you come join us at Fiesta
Horror Fiesta. Fiesta del Horror.
Fiesta del Horror
or whatever.
Yeah, it's a big horror con in
Peoria.
Peoria, Illinois. Don't forget Murder Cabin. That is now being edited. We're really excited. We're still shooting for October.
Is there still stuff you can buy?
Yes,
there is.
T-shirts. I gotta post
Some
that.
swag.
So that's it for me right now. But I'm excited for Don't Fuck in the Woods. I'm excited to get our interviews going too. Did you answer them?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I'll keep in touch with those guys. And follow us on Insta, /U_podcast. Email the show, /UPodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to get the website all caught up before we go to Horror Fiesta, /UPodcast.com. There's a buy stuff link in the buy stuff section of that site where if you click, it takes you to Amazon. You're going to buy whatever you were going to buy anyway, and it helps out the show. And you can... thanks to zapsplat.com for our sound effects. That's it.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Until next time, class dismissed.